Hey guys, if you're looking for a happy video, please click off the video because this is not that at all. Now before we start, I just want to say that again, this is not trying to be attention hoary or anything like that. It's just something's happened, and some of you guys like the more personaler videos, so I said, well, why not make this one and we could just talk a little bit. But essentially. Something that happened today was my dog died, and it wasn't just he got ran over. It was him. We put him down. Now some people this may be like, well, why are you upset? Now if you're one, you're probably like, well, you're not that upset. I'll explain why I'm not so upset, but for the most part, the only reason why I'm not covered in tears right now is because I literally don't think there's any more in me. I'll tell you the story. Let's do that. But yeah, I lost my dog, and the thing for you guys, just information for you guys, we lost 2 dogs. Like throughout the years, we've had to put down 2 dogs. Now. You'd think I'd be used to it by now. Probably not. Any dog lover out there knows that it never gets easy. But this one time, it hurts. It hurt a lot more. Because of the sheer fact that it was my dog. I'm not sure how your guys' families work, but if you don't know anything about dogs, this tends to be how I've seen how dogs work, and that's you don't get to pick your dog at all. Your dog picks you. So how it worked is we got 3 dogs over like a couple years when I was like 5, and one gravitated towards my mom, and the other gravitated towards my brother, and then one gravitated towards me. Now, just to give you guys some insight on how long I've known my dog for, like how long I've known for my dog for, is he was there when I was 6. I'm currently 17. 6 or 7. No, I think it was 6. He's been there for my entire life, and you might be like, some of the people out there may be saying like, well, you put your dog down, how inhumane, all that kind of stuff, which I agreed to a point at one point. So let me just kind of give you guys some backstory on what the situation was. So essentially my dog's body was shit out of luck. It was completely out of its time was done. Like his body was literally, he got so old to the point where his body was literally deteriorating, and I can't explain what a sickly feeling it is when you see something that you love more than anything get degraded like that. Is really shitty. Yeah, so physically being able to see something that you love and you can't do shit about it, it's just nature punching you straight in the balls, and you can't do shit about it. So yeah, that sucks, but it's part of the thing. And I actually, it sounds messed up, but I prefer that over him getting hit by a car. Anyways, so I'll talk about that later, why I prefer that. But he was essentially, he had growths all over his body, lumps. I'm pretty sure he had cancer. His breath was just foul, and we never really knew why his breath was so bad. We thought because he liked the carpet a lot. That's what my dog did. He liked the carpet in like a lot. We thought that was the reason. And then we come to find out like 2 days ago, he has like a massive growth in his face, in his underneath his lip, and it's just like, how much pain must you be in? Like, and it's, yeah, like just to think you have lumps all over your body. Your hips are literally have these 2 swollen boulders on them. You have a lump under your arm that looks like it's so painful to walk. How much pain must you be in? Now, well, here's what actually happened. I came home from school one day, and my mom told me that Birdie had a seizure. That's his name, Birdie. Anyway, so straight from the beginning, I came home one day, and my mom told me that my dog had a seizure. My dog Birdie had a seizure. And the whole time, when it happened, I was kind of like, I looked at him, and it was it was shitty because what ended up happening is his eyes, he like did this, and he just kept doing that over and over again, and I seen his head tilt, almost like he was just getting completely and utterly dizzy, like his brain was just dizzy for like a solid day. And I sat with him that entire day and checked on him all the freaking time. But but in like 2 days he was back. He was semi back, but something was wrong with his legs. Like you could tell something also got messed up there. So my mom brought the subject that it may be his time to go, and I didn't handle that well at all. In fact, I cried a lot when it was time, like when we were actually in the moment of doing it today, opposed to, I did some crying there, but I did a hell of a lot more crying in that week that she told me that, because, you never want to hear that your best friend in the world, it's his time to die, and you can't come up with one excuse why it isn't. And if you do, it's selfish, because you know that he must be in immense pain, and the fact that you're keeping him here is selfish. Imagine the amount of pain that he's going through. That's not fair to them. Anyways, the whole week I was super sad. I was super kind of like, cried a bunch. But there was one thing that I couldn't decide, and my mom was the one, basically, she left it up to me. She's like, do you think it's his time to go? Because, it's my dog and etc. And I didn't really answer. I didn't know how to answer. And this is where I struggle with this question. And this question is, who the fuck decides who lives and who dies? No one should decide who lives and who dies. And that should never be a thing, especially when it's considering an innocent thing. An innocent, none ever being rude or mean or hurting anything kind of thing. You should never judge that in terms of death. Ever. That was a thought that kept going back in my mind. I'm thinking, why do I decide? Why am I decide? I'm not a god. I'm not anything like that. Nor should a god. I don't even think a god should decide whether you live or die. That's just stupid. I don't understand I don't like that. I don't like the idea that, you decide who lives and who dies. It doesn't seem like you should have that power, it just didn't seem right to me. And I thought about it, and I finally came to the conclusion that out of anybody who's gonna decide who lives and who dies, it should be the one that loves whatever that is the most. And you may like, why? Why is that okay then? Because that's gonna leave one hell of a scar on that person, something that is equal in turn of death. And I will never forget that I called. That was a massive driving force in terms of ending my dog. Now, let me give you guys the whole thing. My dog, again, if you could see the way he walked, it was hard for him. Every step was just a battle, and the fact that it seemed wrong. The fact that I looked into his eyes, and some people don't believe this, but I believe if you look into something's eyes and you truly look, you can see everything you need to see, and not in like a self-proclaimed you wanting to see what you want to see. Just thank you. Sorry. So yeah, I looked in my dog's eyes and I seen that he was damn ready, and in every other sense that you could see that something is ready, he's ready. So I made my choice about maybe a month ago. No, that's too much. No, yeah, a month ago. I made my choice a month ago. Now I found out that my mom was the one that was kind of the one that had a hard time choosing. She doesn't deal well with death at all. No one does, but it really hurts her a lot. Now, here's the thing. So again, yeah, my dog, he had growths all over his body. I'm almost positive he had cancer, not to try to make what I did any less. But to me, if anyone's gonna choose again, if he lives or dies, it should be the person that loves him the most. And motherfucker, I love him the most. And yeah, anyways, so we got by the summer, and then my mom finally made the choice that he was just giving us signs almost at this point, kind of signs that he was just kind of done. Like, for one, he was peeing in the house all the time. Like, he's a well-mannered dog. He never used to do that. And you know, you could just tell that his bladder was just gone and all that kind of stuff. And again, if it was just the bladder, I would have been like fighting for it. But the fact that he had growths all over his body, and it looked like he was physically in pain all the time. Oh, and I didn't even mention his eye was rotting. Like, literally his eye was dead and rotting, and it like closed up to the point where you couldn't even see anything anymore. So it was like, okay, either I keep him in this fucking world for me and watch him suffer, which is selfish, or I decide that, hey, I am gonna have to live without my best friend, and I fucking made my choice. I'm not trying to convince you guys. It's just when I say it in my head, it makes sense, and I don't know. When I say it aloud, maybe it makes me sound like a crazy person. Probably. Anyways, so we're coming upon the time in which it's current day. It was today. I spent the whole day with him. We gave him, and my dog loves food, almost to the point where he'll lose his mind. So we gave him like we got him like a hot dog, and we cut it in half, and it was like a big greasy hot dog from when you get it from a fast food place, and we gave it to him, and he was just so happy, a bit nuts, but happy. And we brought him in the car, and the thing that weirds me out is that he didn't ever show any kind of like any sadness and or any confusion. It was almost like, it sounds weird, but he kind of like knew where it was going. Not to be weird, but like, again, he showed no form of resistance and anything of that nature. Even when we were all sitting together, and even when she was injecting it into him, just the agent that was supposed to make him go to sleep, not kill him, but make him go to sleep, he was fine with it. Never, not a shift in his body, not even a lift in his head. He just sat there, let it happen. And yeah, so that was weird. Anyways, so the current day, oh my god, why? Anyways, so we're at the hospital at this point. We've driven there. I've held him straight back because his sense of balance was also completely thrown off, so I had to hold him so he wouldn't fall over and bash his face into the ground in the back seat. So I had to hold him. He's a big dog. He's a massive dog. He's probably like, if I were to kneel, he's up to my chest, and I'm a pretty lengthy dude. Not like big, mind you, but lengthy. I'm a gangly person, very tall. So anyways, here's something that I believe, and I'm not sure if it's right, but it may look like really creepy to some, but I always try to put myself into another person's situation to kind of think, well, hey, like, you know, just do that, and I did. So I might have looked like a crazy person in the whole process, but no matter what, the drive there and the start of that day, when I found out that the day that we were doing it was today, I was as happy as I possibly could have been. Not happy, I mean smiling and stuff like that, and when he went, I smiled. Mind you, it was just shrouded in tears, but I still managed to smile at him, because, you know, when I do have my funeral, whenever that may be, I don't want to be seeing people cry. I don't want to be seeing the damage that I did when I leave this world, regardless what, I'm reusing that term because I don't know what your religion is, and I'm not telling you guys mine. Or if I'm an atheist or whatever. So yeah, that's why I'm using that wording. But, you know, regardless, when I leave this world, I want to make sure that I did good. I want to see people smile. And I know it's not like in that way, you know, in a way that like they remember you for the greatest parts. And I don't want to see people that are sad, you know, because of you. You know, I don't want to see people that are, you know, because that to me, if I was literally just stand up in a funeral and look around in like a ghost form or something like that, you would see all the pain that you caused so many other people, whether that be you die of old age, whether that be you die in like a really shitty scenario where you were in a drunk driving accident and you see all these people cry and you realize that you caused all this pain. That would be terrifying to me. So I did my damnedest to smile when he went, and yeah, this is his, Broody. It's his name. And here's the one thing that I completely 100% am for sure of. I'm not sure if anyone's ever if any of you guys have ever had to put down a dog, and if you agree. And I'm not sure if any of you guys will really understand, because he was my friend for like the longest time. Ever since I was 6, he was there. And But the one thing I said, and the one thing I could agree with, and I completely think it's absolutely true, is putting them down. That's the easiest part of it all. And I know it sounds weird. You're like, what? That's creepy. No. If you actually, I've dealt with two dogs already dying. Now 3. Now I've dealt with 2 dogs going. And that's not the hard part. The hard part is not seeing them go. Don't get me wrong, that's tough. But the part it's fucking just excruciating is the part that you wouldn't expect, which is after the fact. The fact that you don't see him, like the fact that I will never see him when I come home from school just greeting me, sitting there happy. You know, I run down it's kind of childish, but I'll run down run down our carpet, and then he'll run down and cave into my legs. That will never happen again. You know, if I'm feeling shitty, he won't come by and see if I'm okay. You know, he'll come in my room when I'm sectioned off and haven't come out for a long time, haven't had any interaction in a while. He'll come into my room and scratch. And I'm not sure if you guys ever even noticed, but I'll never have to edit out him scratching at my door again. That sucks. That sucks a lot. Now, in the beginning of this video, sometime in the video, it was all over the place, I mentioned that I'd much rather him go this way. Now, when we lost our first dog, it was spur of the moment. It was a spur of the moment. He just actually had a stroke, and half of his body was just dead. So that time we found out that we couldn't do it. Not the fact that we couldn't do it, but it was the fact that there's nothing that can help him. We can't buy a surgery that will fix him. His whole body and his whole brain was caved in. Like, I had seen his skull was protruding inwards. Anyways, so that happened out of the blue. He had a stroke, and there you go. So that was the worst, and I can't even imagine someone who has, that was pretty bad. That was the worst thing, because I can't even imagine someone who had to deal with your dog getting run over or something like that, because that's the worst. And people may be like, why is that worse than him growing old? You'd think him growing old would be like a worse thing. It's not, at least in my personal opinion. Reasons why is because, well, when they go in that split instinct, when they go in that split moment, that hits you, blindsides you hard as hell. And when they go from age, like when you can see their body deteriorating, it's a lot easier because, again, you can see all the pain that they're in, and you can't do a fucking thing about it. So it's really easy to make the call that it's their time to go. And again, just saying that out loud drives me nuts, because again, who decides when it's their time to go? Why do I have that right? Why does anybody in my family or anyone have the right to do that? Again, I think it's reasons why is because it's the reason why you have the choice, if you did make that choice, is because you love them the most, and they know that you wouldn't make this call lightly. They know that you'd give it an immense amount of thought, and that you know that them being gone would be one of the hardest things that you'll have to deal with. Now, when I say that, some of you guys may be like, "What?" And I can't lie, and this sounds pretty messed up, and this may help you guys understand why it's such a big deal for me, is because I don't judge family based on blood too much. Don't get me wrong, like there's incest, which is disgusting. No, that's not what I meant. By blood, I mean, just because I have cousins that are on like the other side of the planet doesn't mean I know them that well. Opposed to my dog, who I would consider more family than a lot of my family, because I grew up with him and I know him more than anybody that I could ever know, and he was there for me damn near more than anybody. So that's why it hurts, is because it doesn't matter that he's not blood or anything like that. It matters because he was there all the time. And that's the thing that's great about dogs, is that they're always there. And the shitty thing about dogs is that they look up to you almost as if you're godlike, and it sucks when you can't help them as much as you want to. As much as you want to help that creature, you can't. and as much as you want them to stay around, it's damn selfish and evil to keep them around. Anyways, guys, that's been a sad video, and the reason why I made this video is because, one, this happened probably tomorrow for you guys. I'm probably gonna edit this sometime, I don't know. Anyways, the reason why I made this video, guys, is because if I make a video in the next couple weeks or months or maybe this year, if you guys see an abrupt cut, or if you guys see me, come back from a cut being watered eyes, that's because I love that fucking thing. I love my dog Brutus a lot. I love my dog a lot, and yeah, I might lose my shit, and you guys will just have to understand. If I don't feel like uploading so and so, I'll still try to get one video up, guys, but I just want some time, and I'm damn positive that you guys will understand. You guys are great. Also, comments are going to be disabled. Well, thing about that is I don't want to make you guys feel like you're sectioned off from telling me anything. Like, I don't want to make you, like, if you guys have a bad experience that you've been wanting to talk about, then sure, talk to me about it. I would love to hear it. I wouldn't love to hear about it. It's not exactly a happy subject, but I would love to hear you out. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like people are going to think this is if I was looking from a cynical bastard's point of view, I could see someone being like, this is an attention grabber or something like that. You can call me a pussy, but just don't call me fake, and I hate that shit. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, just a channel update to say that if I'm ever watery eyes in the next couple of videos, is because there's a damn good reason, and I'm sorry if you don't understand. Then you don't understand. If you write anything bad about my dog in the fucking comments, I'm blocking you. Not even gonna give you a second chance. Fuck you. You can say whatever the fuck you want about me, but I love my goddamn dog. Don't say shit about him, please. Have some respect. Anyways, guys, that's been a video. Not a happy video. I won't get in the habit of making these, I hope. Depends on what scenarios are, but anyways, guys, bye.